From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update.
Hi, this is Hannah Mordo, and this is your News 8 Daily 8 for Wednesday, January 10th. Today, you may be waking up with some precip out there, some snowflakes in a few places. The temps, though, are staying above freezing. A few slick spots out there, but for the most part, we're going to be in the low 30s throughout the day. Winds will be picking up, and we're going to have some more winter weather on the way this weekend, and then a big freeze early next week. Today, work starts on Governor Eric Holcomb's agenda for his final year in office. He laid out his plans last night in his final State of the State address. News 8's government reporter Garrett Bergquist was there.
Republican lawmakers in particular this morning say they look forward to working with Holcomb on his initiatives for his final year in office. The governor effectively told lawmakers he wants to build on the momentum of the last 7 years. The governor is showing no signs of slowing down in his final year in office.
My administration will not be a ship in port. Instead, we will deploy on multiple fronts until my last day and hour as your governor. Owning the Indiana model, I am staking my reputation to it.
As if to underscore that, Holcomb announced a $250 million Lilly Endowment grant to fund redevelopment of blighted areas. He says it's the largest single grant in the endowment's history. Holcomb thanked lawmakers for their work with his administration. He reminded them he still has work to do.
We must improve policies around third grade reading to make sure that every child masters this essential skill. We must prepare our students for a digitally driven world by requiring computer science to graduate from high school.
And while State of the State speeches are traditionally domestic affairs, Holcomb paid tribute to Israel's ongoing war with Hamas. Consul General Yinam Cohen attended as a special guest.
Please know we continue to pray for the safety and security of all those who call the Holy Land home, and we pray for the prospect of lasting peace.
Democrats say they wonder how much of the growth the governor touted will actually benefit everyday Hoosiers, and they criticized a lack of any mention of health care issues in the governor's speech.
The number of maternity wards that have closed in the state in our rural communities, rural hospitals that are closing. This is an issue, and that issue was not mentioned at all. And I thought that was a glaring mistake.
The biggest applause came when the governor said I-69 would be completed this year. That brought applause and cheering from both sides of the aisle. At the State House, I'm Garrett Bergquist for Wish TV, wishtv.com, and like us on Facebook.
More reaction from leading state lawmakers. House Minority Leader Phil Giaquinta says that Democrats will push for an increased minimum wage, accessible child care, and more transparency in public and private partnerships. The leading Republican in the Senate, President Pro Tem Roderick Bray, largely signaled support for the governor's speech, indicating lawmakers are eager to work, particularly on economic issues. Indiana's Education Secretary Katie Jenner joined us on Daybreak this morning and talked to me about the reading assessment plan.
In Indiana, we've actually been in a reading decline for our students for about a decade. COVID further exacerbated that, so now is the time we have to move. We need to make sure all children are able to read by the end of third grade. So we're actually not adding any new assessments. These are assessments that already happen, but we're going to better leverage them. So in kindergarten and first grade, students are already tested for things like dyslexia. So let's use that data to the benefit for all students, understand some specific reading skills, and then help triage and intervene with those students as early as possible. And then in second grade, something that has been very popular amongst parents and teachers is allowing iRead to be given at the second grade. Nothing punitive, but just to give the parent and the teacher a sense of, is the child on track for reading? Is the child at risk maybe not to be able to read? Again, all about that proactive approach and those interventions early.
Your statewide news network covers Jay County, where the ACLU is suing a school after it says a 13-year-old girl was forced to expose her bra in an invasive search. The girl's father says it happened before Thanksgiving at the Jay County Junior-Senior High School in Portland. According to the school's dean, another student had falsely reported that the teen had a gun. The lawsuit alleges that the school officials escorted the girl to the nurse's office with no explanation explanation, told her to lift her shirt and expose her bra. The teen's father says she felt she had to comply. The family argues that the search violates the Fourth Amendment, that there were less invasive options like a metal detector, and that the ordeal caused emotional and mental harm. An Eastside neighborhood says a plan to slow cars down using traffic barriers is working, and they're asking the city to make the change permanent. Crashes along 10th Street have dropped 74% since this summer. That's according to the Community Heights Neighborhood Association. Leaders unveiled those results at a meeting last night and say the decrease in wrecks and speeding is because of tactical urbanism, a city program through the DPW that allows communities to install traffic barriers to discourage speeding. These barriers, in turn lanes and along bike lanes between Arlington and Emerson Avenues, went up in June but aren't permanent.
We are asking the city to look at our results and see what they can do to mimic the temporary design and make real infrastructure changes.
It is not clear if or when the DPW will consider making any changes. City leaders want you to get rid of your trash the right way in the new year. It's a problem DPW says gets worse after the holidays. Illegal dumping. News 8's Hernan Gutierrez spoke with a DPW official about this and found it could cost you if you get caught doing this.
Someone who is caught illegally dumping garbage could be fined up to $2,500. The city defines illegal dumping as simply placing waste on a public or private property without permission. To combat that, Indy DPW offers resources like recycling drop-off sites throughout the city. The video you're seeing now is how one of those might look like, and heavy trash pickup alongside your normal trash day once a month. According to DPW spokesperson Corey Olenkamp, the city saw nearly 7,000 cases of illegal dumping last year. He says it's affecting all neighborhoods across the city.
It's a problem because we've got to get crews to then mitigate that. Neighborhoods have to try to maintain it as well. And it's not only expensive to mitigate, it's an eyesore, and it's just really not being a good neighbor.
CAP urges people to take photos or videos if they see someone illegally dumping and report them to the city. Another resource the DPW is encouraging people to use is their household hazardous waste monthly disposal events, or Tox Drop. It's for items that might be ignitable, corrosive, reactive, or toxic, and for electronics. On the first Saturday of the month, it's at the Traders Point Collections Facility, then at Perry Township Government Center on the second Saturday of every month, and on the third Saturday, you can find it at the IMPD Training Facility. They run from 9 in the morning to 2 in the afternoon. Meanwhile, if you're still looking to get rid of a Christmas tree, Indy DPW has 7 sites across the city where Marion County residents can drop them off through the end of the month. I'm Hernan Gutierrez for Wish TV, WishTV.com, and like us on Facebook.
The American Red Cross is putting a timeline to its emergency blood shortage. The organization says the number of people donating blood in the U.S. has fallen about 40% over the last 20 days. The organization says it needs an additional 8,000 blood donations each week in January to keep up with hospital demands.
Without an increase in blood donation over the next couple of weeks, there won't be enough blood in hospital blood banks in order to allow doctors to respond to emergencies.
Experts say the need for Type O is very high. They also need platelets. There are blood drives across the state this month, including one today at the Creek Church on the southeast side. As we've reported, the Red Cross is running a contest for donors to win tickets to the Super Bowl. Investigators say they now know the sequence of events leading to a blowout on an Alaska airline flight, but they don't yet know the cause. The grounding of some 737 MAX jetliners is putting pressure on Boeing and the hardware company that installed the panel that came out midair last week. The National Transportation Safety Board says it won't know more until a lab examines the door plug from the plane.
We're relieved that all passengers and crew are safe. The FAA's priority is always keeping Americans safe. That is most important. And in that spirit, these particular Boeing aircraft will remain grounded until operators complete enhanced inspections.
As we reported yesterday, Alaska Airlines and United Airlines have both reported finding loose bolts and other hardware during inspections of their planes, prompted by Friday's crisis. In Colts Watch, receiver Michael Pittman Jr. is talking about his future. Pittman had the best season of his young career with 109 catches and more than 1,100 yards. It's a contract year for Pittman, bringing several options for him and the team. They could negotiate a new deal, or the team could use its franchise tag on Pittman, locking him in as a Colt for 1 year at a set salary, somewhere north of $20 million.
I don't think anybody would be displeased with $23 million, but do I necessarily want to play on one? No, I do not want to play on a tag, but you can use that to work towards a long-term deal as well. Love my 4 years here, but I wouldn't be doing my due diligence if I didn't explore every option.
The league's free agency window opens March 15th. Colts owner Jim Irsay is quite ill still. A statement from the team describes it as a severe respiratory illness that will prevent him from performing with his band this week in L.A. The statement said he is receiving excellent care and that Irsay looks forward to returning to the stage as soon as possible, and also asks people to respect his privacy as he recovers. In Pacers Watch, a painful but still hopeful prognosis for injured star Tyrese Haliburton. He had an MRI on his left leg yesterday after his slip into splits Monday against the Celtics. Team now says that Haliburton suffered a grade 1 left hamstring strain and will be reevaluated in about 2 weeks, indicating he might be able to play in the All-Star game. Miles Turner talked about who has to step up now.
Tyrese obviously is a big part of our offense, so we still have an offensive, system and whatnot that we fall back on at the end of the day, and it's very free-flowing. We don't really call a whole bunch of plays and whatnot. I mean, we leave it up to our point guards that make the right decisions and whatnot. And you got T.J. McConnell, you got Drew Nimhard, and guys that are, adept to fill that position. Obviously it's big shoes to fill at that, but I think they're very capable.
Pacers host the Wizards tonight at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. This has been your News 8 Daily 8 from Wish TV. I'm Hannah Mordeau. Watch us on wishtv.com and like us on Facebook.
This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update on demand. For even more, on demand and on the go, connect with Wish TV on Facebook at wishtv.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening, and be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.